Some things never change, and one of them is the special way Taehyung and Jungkook continue to show each other their true colors, even when they're at different times. In Taehyung's recent live video, many fans noticed something that didn't go unnoticed: the purple light he used during his broadcast. Although it seems like a simple detail, it actually holds a lot of meaning. Jungkook, in one of his previous live streams, said that for him the color purple is special, something he only shares with two very important people in his life. And one of those people is clearly Taehyung. That Taehyung used that exact light just like Jungkook isn't a coincidence. It's a silent, but very clear, way of saying that they're still connected, that they still think about each other even when they're apart. These kinds of details aren't new. Over the years, Taehyung and Jungkook have repeatedly repeated gestures that they only do with each other. For example, when they're together, they sit close to each other and search each other's faces in a very special way. It never seems forced or awkward. On the contrary, they seem very calm and happy when they're around each other. The way Taehyung and Jungkook treat each other, respect each other, and care for each other shows that their bond is very special. Whether on stage, on a live broadcast, or even when they're not together, there's always something that unites them. This closeness isn't faked. It's real, constant, and full of meaning. That's why, when fans see these gestures, like the use of the color purple, the glances, the shared gestures, they don't see them as mere coincidences. They see them as evidence of a relationship that continues to grow, that remains strong over time, and that moves with its sincerity. Supporting what Taehyung and Jungkook share also means recognizing the value of a relationship built with time, love, and understanding. Their way of showing themselves, without hiding what they feel, is something very valuable. They teach us that when two people are truly connected, there's no need to explain much. Just observe and feel what's between them. And that's exactly what happens with Taekook. Every detail, every gesture, every seemingly inconsequential coincidence is part of a silent but powerful story. A story that continues to speak with colors, glances, and moments that remind us that what exists between them is special, sincere, and profound. During J-Hope's concert, there was a moment that left many speechless. Taehyung began to dance with a very special style, as if he were in the back on 74 video, known for its soft, free, and expressive aesthetic. At that very moment, Jungkook approached and began to move alongside him, without any prior signal. It wasn't choreography. It was something that grew between them, something natural. This was what stood out the most, the way their bodies spoke for themselves, as if they were connected from within. That kind of movement appears when two people understand each other just by looking at each other. What happened on that stage was much more than a pretty dance. It was a clear demonstration of the trust and closeness that exists between them. You could tell they were enjoying it, that it wasn't a performance, but a real moment. And this was no coincidence. In the past, the moments between Taehyung and Jungkook were shorter, more discreet. Now they don't hide. They're not afraid to show their relationship in front of thousands of people. They do it without worrying about the cameras or what others might think. That's the most important thing. Their way of being together is open, constant, and increasingly natural. This dance also confirms that their bond has grown. That what they feel is strong and true. That they don't need to explain anything, because they say it all with the way they approach each other, with the way they accompany each other. If someone has followed Taehyung and Jungkook for a long time, they understand that these moments aren't coincidental. They're part of a story that has been unfolding little by little. Although there are people who still want to deny what happens between them, the truth is that these gestures are real and very hard to ignore. When two people have a true connection, it shows. And that's what happened that night. It wasn't just a dance move. It was a sign of something deeper. Proof that there's something between them that doesn't go away, that grows stronger every time. They don't have to explain it. They're living it. And every time they share moments like this, they're making it clear that their relationship is full of truth. And Taekookers understand this better than anyone. At that concert, Jungkook was as happy, playful, and full of special energy as ever. But what was most striking was that he directed all that energy toward just one person, Taehyung. He wasn't dancing for the general audience or the cameras. Every step, every movement, every smile was dedicated to him. Taehyung watched him intensely. His eyes were wide open, attentive to every gesture, as if Jungkook were giving a private performance just for him. And in a way, he was. Jungkook decided to focus solely on Taehyung, and that's something you can't fake. The most interesting thing is how Jungkook changes when he's with Taehyung. He becomes more active, laughs more, and plays more. It's as if just being around him makes him feel completely free. That day, it was clearly noticeable. He didn't care about the cameras or the production crew. He just wanted to be with Taehyung, without hiding it, without limiting himself. Many might think this is just part of the show, but it's not about that. The body language between them is so natural and sincere. They're not following a script or a plan. They get really close, they touch each other without fear, they look at each other as if they share something deep that no one else can understand. What Jungkook and Taehyung have together doesn't need words. They speak to each other with gestures, with their hands, with their eyes. The way they look at each other, how they touch each other's arms, how they lean into each other, shows that their relationship is real. They don't act for entertainment, they act like who they really are when they're together. And it shows. Because it's not just the physical closeness, it's the way they accompany each other's every movement. Jungkook wanted to provoke a reaction in Taehyung, and Taehyung had it, even if it was silent. Each seemed to know exactly what the other was thinking. That connection isn't rehearsed. That connection is felt. Every time Taehyung and Jungkook show a moment of closeness, a group of people appear who want to change what really happened. Instead of accepting what everyone saw with their own eyes, they make excuses. After the J-Hope concert, many started saying that Jungkook was distant or that the dance was pointless. But what happened was the opposite. Jungkook approached Taehyung by his own choice. They danced together as if they had been practicing for years, but without actually doing it. There was something that can't be explained with words, but that everyone can see. You can't fake that. You can't make that up. It only appears when two people are truly united. Many of these negative comments come from people who support other ideas and try to defend them without proof. Some Jungkookers always try to make Taehyung seem like an outsider in Jungkook's life, when in reality, every time they are together, they show the complete opposite. You can no longer hide what is in front of everyone. Every gesture, every touch, every glance between them is more than enough to understand that there's something real between the two. The rumors aren't new. They've always appeared after important moments between Taehyung and Jungkook. When they share stages, trips, performances, or simple gestures, stories emerge that try to erase those moments. But the interesting thing is that the more they show their relationship, the stronger the attempts to hide it become. This only proves that their bond has a real impact. Despite the criticism, they keep moving forward. They don't hide. They don't distance themselves. They continue to share their time, their laughter, their dance moves, and their special way of being together. The natural way they do so makes it clear that they're no longer interested in pretending a distance that doesn't exist. And that attitude also speaks volumes. Today, Taehyung and Jungkook don't have to explain anything. They're living their lives together, and those who observe them closely know it. There's no need to fabricate proof. The proof is already in every gesture they share. And that's why the Taekookers continue to trust in this relationship, because it's not based on assumptions, but on moments that have been seen by everyone. Every step they take together, like that one in back on 74, reaffirms what many already know, that there is something real between them. And that, no matter how much some try to hide it, will continue to come to light. This proves that their relationship is real. They have a very strong connection, a trust that shows in every little gesture. They don't need to say much, because their looks and actions already say it all. Plus, even when they're apart, they still leave clues. Sometimes, in individual videos, one says or does something that reminds us of the other. They use similar phrases, behave similarly, or mention things that only the two of them understand. It's as if they're always in sync, even when they're not in the same place. What makes this even more special is that it's not something new. For many years, the two have maintained this closeness. They've always shown that their relationship is full of love and care. And even though they don't always say it with words, their actions speak for themselves. The trust they show, the care they have for each other, are signs of a very deep relationship. The color purple has become a kind of symbol between them. It's not just a pretty color. It's a way of showing affection, of saying I'm here without having to speak. Those details, however small they may seem, are very important to those who follow them closely. What happened at that concert wasn't accidental. Jungkook made a very clear decision. He didn't distance himself from Taehyung, even when they were surrounded by cameras. He didn't pretend nothing was happening, he didn't try to hide or act differently. He approached him completely naturally, as anyone would when they're with someone they want to be with. That's something very important. Because often, on stage, artists prefer to keep their distance out of respect for the audience or due to crew rules. But Jungkook didn't. He saw no problem with being so close to Taehyung. In fact, it seemed like he was seeking him out, as if he needed him to feel complete in that moment. And Taehyung wasn't far behind. Although he didn't say a single word, his gaze spoke volumes. He didn't take his eyes off Jungkook, following him intently, with a clear expression of pride, joy, and affection. He didn't feel awkward. He was completely connected to him. As if that moment belonged only to the two of them.